KOMU 8 News starts with breaking news.
We begin tonight with breaking news. In the last 30 minutes, the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services confirmed the state's first case of the UK COVID-19 variant. Good evening. I'm Noah Klein. Thanks for joining us. Here's what we know right now about this developing situation. The variant was identified in an adult from Marion County. The variant was first detected in the UK back in September of 2020. According to the CDC, this particular variant is associated with increased transmissibility. Now, the state's top doctor, Randall Williams, said the following about the case, quote, "We were notified today of this first B.1.1.7 variant case in Missouri. We are working closely with the local public agency to ensure appropriate measures are being taken regarding contact tracing and isolation and quarantine protocols." The country's lead infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, expressed concern about the variant, saying he doesn't want it to become the prevalent strand in the U.S.
Have the variant that was dominating in the UK. It's called 117. That one is one that is more efficient in going from person to person, and a recent study from the UK showed that it might be somewhat more deadly in the sense of making people sicker and certainly leading to death more.
Of course, Dr. Fauci there just providing some context on the variant. That interview was, of course, done before DHSS broke this news. We're just providing more context there from Dr. Fauci. Now, we'll be tracking all the latest developments on the UK variant here in Missouri over on our website at KOMU.com.
Not guilty as charged.
Trump, the first American president to be impeached twice, now also the first to be acquitted twice in a historic vote by the U.S. Senate.
Plus, you've probably heard talk about this, but yeah, we've got snow on the way tomorrow. You can see the snow expanding through the area by tomorrow morning. We'll tell you what to expect.
Some of the best sleeping you'll ever have if you're prepared for it.
Scouts in sub-zero temps, what they get in return, and how they're staying safe. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Well, it's been a weekend full of freezing temperatures, and now I hope you're ready. Snow is on the way. Good evening. I'm Noah Klein. Thanks so much for joining us. I want to bring in Jacob Vanderpooler. And Jacob, we're in a storm mode 3. Jacob's going to have all you need to know about these dangerous temperatures. I'm curious mainly, what are we going to wake up to tomorrow, Jacob?
Well, Noah, I think we're going to...
The yeas are 57. The nays are 43.
As you heard there, the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump is over. The 45th president of the U.S. was acquitted. It comes after these deadly riots at the U.S. Capitol. The Senate voted 57-43 to convict, but did not reach the two-third majority needed. In both the House and Senate, more legislators from the president's party crossed over party lines to vote for impeachment than ever before. The Democrats concluded their argument this afternoon, saying that the former president incited that mob to attack the Capitol and failed in his constitutional duty to protect Congress.
If that's not ground for conviction, if that's not a high crime and misdemeanor against the Republic in the United States of America, then nothing is.
In a written statement just after the vote, former President Trump said the Make America Great Again movement has only just begun. Of course, teasing there that he'll have more to share in the months ahead. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell criticized Trump's actions after the vote, but McConnell said he voted to acquit because he did not believe convicting an ex-president was constitutional.
Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. No question about it. But in this case, the question is moot because former President Trump is constitutionally not eligible for conviction.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Across mid-Missouri, schools are going back to virtual learning from elementary school to college. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emily Spain. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have live team coverage for you. KOMU 8's Noah Klein is standing by at New Haven Elementary School in Columbia, where students had their last day in person for the semester. But first, KOMU 8's Ian Russell joins us now live from MU's campus, where they announced today students will not return after Thanksgiving break. Ian?
Well, Emily, just yesterday I was here on the MU campus talking to university officials about why they were the only university in the area who wasn't sending students home after Thanksgiving break. They told me they were keeping an eye on the situation as well as an eye on those COVID-19 case numbers here on Boone County. Today, those same officials told me that because of those case rates and because of hospital capacity, that's the reason why students will now go home for Thanksgiving break and not come back until January.
Okay, thanks, Ian. And the University of Missouri isn't the only school going back to virtual learning. You can see here on the screen behind me that the CPS 14-day rate high hit an all-time high today, less than a month after they went back to the classroom. Columbia Public Schools send all elementary students back to online learning until at least January. KOMU 8's Noah Klein is live from New Haven Elementary, where students had their last day in the classroom today. He joins us there now live. And Noah, how are parents feeling right now?
Reporting live in Columbia, Noah Klein, KOMU 8 News.
The governor announced new guidelines today for quarantining teachers and students in elementary and secondary education. The governor says students and staff members deemed close contacts to positive cases in the classroom will no longer have to quarantine if the school has a mask mandate. Close contacts will still be able to attend school in person if the infected person and those potentially exposed wore a mask. Parsons says data helped to develop that new guideline.
We have been working hard with DESE and the Department of Health and Senior Service to find a solution that allows us to continue providing a high-quality education to Missouri students.
After Parsons' announcement today, Jefferson City School District announced it will not be changing its current quarantine protocols. The Boone County Health Department also said they are not changing quarantine protocols in the county at this time. In a Facebook post, the department said local health departments across Missouri have seen evidence of virus transmission even in schools that mandate mask wearing.
In the next few months, masks, not vaccinations, are the single best defense that we have against COVID-19.
Biden begins vaccination push. How the president is doing in his push to nearly double the past administration's daily vaccination rate.
We don't have vaccine, or nobody has vaccine here in our county.
Rural counties facing real problems as Biden pushes for vaccines nationally. Some Missouri counties have yet to see their first dose.
Plus, we're tracking a large storm system moving into the Midwest with heavy snow just to the north of our viewing area. What does it look like for us? We'll tell you coming up.
Plus, new and developing, everything we know about a house fire in Columbia tonight. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
As the lights go down in Washington tonight, the White House is continuing to put the fight against COVID-19 front and center at day 4 of Biden's presidency. Now, this includes trying to vaccinate 100 million Americans in the administration's first 100 days. But locally, some Missouri counties haven't even started. Good evening, everyone. I'm Noah Klein. Thanks for joining us tonight. So far, the U.S. is on track to meet this goal. Yesterday, there was a record of nearly 1.6 million doses administered. At that rate, the U.S. could meet Biden's goal in his first 100 days as president, but it would be late summer or early fall before all Americans get vaccinated. Here's President Biden on the current state of the nation.
And the brutal truth is that things are going to get worse the next several months before they get better. We didn't get into this mess overnight.
Virtual instruction has been a challenge, but students are learning. We are building relationships and interacting. It is not ideal, but it is working.
In-person or virtual classes? That's the question Columbia Public Schools is trying to finally answer tonight.
And we are significantly cooler than this time yesterday, but a warming trend already on the way. I'm tracking that in my first alert forecast.
Plus, COVID-19 cases increasing steadily in Cole County, which could be problematic for area hospitals. We'll explain. This is KOMU 8 News at 10.
Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Missouri is blaming a computer glitch for the state's COVID-19 dashboard, reporting 5,000 new cases this weekend. If the numbers were correct, this would have been more than double the previous single-day record. Yesterday, the Missouri Department of Health and Social Services announced its new tracking system that replaced its 2-decade-old homemade computer setup made an error. DHSS Director Dr. Renae Whissel says his IT staff is still trying to figure out what caused the error, but understands how the error impacts public trust.
As I look around the country, this is not unique to Missouri. Many states are having trouble, and I think just because we've now done 2 million tests. I mean, we're using more than 26 labs, using 100,000 tests a day, having to do contact tracing. People have to understand there are going to be challenges.
Dr. Williams says he believes the true numbers here in Missouri continue to see about 1,400 new cases per day, and there has not been a spike in the state, he says. Later this week, Dr. Williams and Governor Parson plan to unveil the state's plan for distributing a vaccine, which they expect to have in Missouri as early as next month. COVID-19 numbers are trending up in Cole County. The county has reported more than 500 cases the past 2 weeks. That's according to an MU extension chart. Cole has active cases at more than 1.5 times the rate of Boone County. That's despite having less than half the population of Boone. Jefferson City's mayor says she's keeping the city's message the same.
We need to remain consistent with remembering to wear our mask and keep our distance from everyone. I know these are things that people might be tired of hearing of, but this is something that we need to do this now more than ever.
Jefferson City does not currently have a mask mandate like in Columbia. A Missouri Hospital Association spokesperson says the upward trend could hurt hospital space and ventilator availability. Cole County currently has 98 ICU beds and 151 ventilators available. Here's a look at other COVID-19 cases across mid-Missouri. Today, Boone County reported its 13th death due to COVID-19, that person over the age of 80. The county reported 13 new cases today with 329 active cases. Those are the only updated numbers coming out of local counties today. Most health departments didn't provide new case numbers because of the Columbus Day holiday. Boone Electric Cooperative sent a crew to Louisiana today to help in the aftermath of Hurricane Delta. The crew just returned 5 weeks ago after traveling for Hurricane Laura to the same area. Boone Electric sent 10 linemen, 6 trucks, and equipment to help restore power and clear all these trees. Delta knocked out power to 43,000 meters. They're expecting to have power back up and running in the area within 2 weeks.